check out our new merch store at www.ShotOfFactsPodcast.com, where you can find our merch with shirts dedicated to each episode you love. Check it out today and support a Shot of Facts merch. Now let's go into your business ventures. Let's discuss your LC Apparel Consulting, the Black Girlz Designer Club, and I'm trying to pronounce it.
Calleea'Vatein.
Calleea'Vatein.
Vatein. Yeah. So think about like my grandmother's name is Ernestine. Everybody call her Auntie Teen.
Okay.
I put, and my other grandmother's name is Verta. So I took my B from one grandmother. I took my teen for the other one, Vatein.
See, and one thing when I do podcasts, I hate butchering names.
Can't nobody pronounce that name. My mother can barely pronounce it, and she named me Calleea. So don't even trip.
But let's discuss your handbag industry, or your handbag business, the consulting business, and also your podcast as well.
All right. Well, I mean, it's a lot to unpack there.
I know you're doing a lot, girl.
Yeah, I'm tired now. Calleea, I mean, which one do you want me to start with?
Okay, we can start with the apparel consulting.
Okay, so LC Apparel Consulting is almost 3 years old now. It started off as a side hustle because I just wanted to teach. I started with me doing like little garment tours and like teaching sewing and pattern making and stuff like that. And it elevated into a service that I did. I just would take on different designers because I wasn't feeling creative. So I had a little slump where I didn't want to design nothing. I didn't want to make custom no more. I had to just come off of making prom dresses every year and wedding dresses. And I was just over it, and the clients really just got me to a point where I just didn't want to do it anymore. So just want to take a hiatus for that, but still wanted to, keep my craft intact. I just started helping other creators. So it started with the pattern making classes, and then it got into sewing classes, and then I put together NYC Garment District tour. And then like after that, once I got it in my head, it just kept flourishing from there. So I started getting more and more clients. And then towards the end of last year, honestly, is when it really started to take off a lot more. I initially had all my social medias I used to just put everything on my page, which was stupid, but that's just how I did it. But once I broke them up and I made LC Apparel Consulting its own Instagram page, made BlacknFashion Podcast its own Instagram page, and then had my own personal page, it was more direct to the person. So like, I was able to market and promote towards people that were more so interested in design, opposed to like my initial following who don't really necessarily care about that. So it started to take off. Honestly, we haven't even been in business 1 year yet. So last year I was working in a company. I ended up getting laid off because Trump had like 15% tariffs coming out of China importer, and I worked for a China importer. And once I got laid off, I made a decision not to look for a job, not to file for unemployment, and to just all the goals that I had wrote down on my vision board and all the goals I wrote down for me, is like, it's time to just start doing some of that stuff. When I put my all into it, it took off. I lost my job January 8th, 2020. I made more of that in that 3 weeks than I had made all year when I put my all into it. I build up my services more. I increased my prices. I started offering more. So I'm like, what else can I do? I can offer draping. I can offer production, logistics. I just started thinking of all these different courses I can offer, all these different services I can offer. I can create this big package deal where you can come to me with nothing, and I can make something out of it. Like, you can come to me with an idea and I can bring it to life. So once that battery was in my back, LC Apparel Consulting went from a one-woman show to 2 to now a team of 10 in an actual space. And all that happened just this year during this COVID. My business grew triple times in like 6 months during a pandemic. It grew beyond my wildest imagination. And now I create products and manufacture stuff for designers, and the bulk of my clientele are Black women all over the U.S. My biggest clientele are in Texas, Atlanta. We have a really big Philly-based clientele, and of course we have a lot of New York, a little bit of Midwest in there. And our biggest presence is on social media, and we educate on our social media, which I think is why people like us, because they feel very authentic. We are Black owned. It's mostly women. I think we got 8 girls and a guy. So I think, because I can't remember if it's 8 or 9 of us. I know I got one guy, and he's right there. Yeah.
So essentially, someone can come to you with just $1 and a dream, and it's like,
not $1. not $1.
Well, that, figuratively,
Yeah.
not
I'm
literally.
playing. I'm like, not $1 because that ain't gonna cut it. But
Money in a dream. Okay, let me.
Yeah, like all they got to do is
that
have an
back.
idea. So at first it was just a design consultation, and you would just tell me what it is that you want. So then it got deeper, like whereas like it's 3 different type of appointments you can book. So that way, no matter where you are in the process, let's say you're a designer already and you've been making a whole bunch of stuff on your own, and now you're tired of making stuff, you want to manufacture, you can come to us. If you maybe just learned how to sew and you tried to make some samples, it didn't work out, you can come to us. So I've made it so no matter where you are in the process, we can pick up and we can help you at any point. And if you don't have anything, if you don't even have a sketch, we can do it because you can talk to us, and all the people that work here are creative. You can tell us what you're thinking, and we're usually able to be like, okay, we can sketch it out for you, and that's how we do. Or we'll write out the notes and we'll come back to it and we'll figure it out. Or you can provide us like with a reference image or something you saw on social media, like I want this sleeve with this collar with this, and then we'll be able to put it together for you.
Okay. And I know since you said a little bit about kind of mentorship with this, but
Yeah,
not.
so an extension to the services, we offer courses, we offer training, and we offer a mentorship package. So the mentorship package is $450 a month. It covers tech pack development, design development, merchandising management. It covers marketing reviews. So it's basically 1 hour a week with me that I give you assignments every week. It's kind of like school. I give you assignments every week and you are to complete those assignments. And then we go back and we I ain't gonna say I grade them. We go over them together. I give them more things to think about, give them a different assignment, and then we continue. And that's just pretty much how it goes. And then you pick the one that you want to do. If you want to do design development, if you want to do production manufacturing, if you want to do, so I do everything one-on-one, even the courses are one-on-one, so that it's really catered to the person's learning goals. So like people who book, I have people who book mentorship packages and will book like a pattern making or a sewing class. But during those classes, we don't teach general principles. We teach what you want to learn. So if you want to work on swimwear and you want to learn how to do swimwear, outerwear, evening wear, we're going to teach those techniques because that's what you want to learn. And I think that's kind of what make our business different, because you're not just coming to a sewing class where they got you sewing straight lines all day. Like you're actually learning how to construct something that you want to construct. I tell people, bring their sketches to the class, bring your fabrics to the class. Like, let's make what you want to make.
And so is this the same format for the Black Girlz Designer Club? Like for the children, is it the same type?
No, so that one is free. You just fill out an application online. Their kids, I think they're high school ones, they have to have a certain GPA. And it just goes over the session. So you just apply for it. You just apply for it and you just put your purpose and you write like a little 1-page thing on why you think you would be a good fit for the mentorship program. And it's about 5 of us. We're all Black girl designers. It has like our breakdown on there of like what we specialize in, what we do, because all of us are in different parts of the industry. Of course, I'm an entrepreneur, and some of the other girls is a teacher and she's a sewer. Then we have other girls who have like custom made businesses. So all of us are in a different realm of the fashion industry. So depending on what your interests are, that's how you would choose your mentor.
Okay, and how do you apply?
We spend one day, it's more than an hour though. It's like, if it's an outing, then you would spend like the whole day with them. If it's a couple hours, so like it's based on the mentor's discretion. Like if they are able for 3 or 4 hours, they do it for 3 or 4 hours, but they are dedicated to doing 40 hours a month to a mentee.
Okay. And how do children apply?
So they just go to LeneseCalleea.com, go to the Black Girlz Designer Club, and there's a form right there that says become either you, and you can become a mentor on that form too. So if you hit the one for become a mentor or become a mentee, then you just go to the form and you just fill it out.
Okay, and this is like only specific states, like only your state?
No, it's other, and that's another thing. On the profiles, it tells you where they are, because like we have someone in North Carolina, we have someone in Texas, we have someone in Miami. So on the profile, it tells you where that person is stationed.
Okay. I'll make sure to add, clearly I'm going to add everything that you just said on the show notes so people can support.
LeneseCalleea.com, we got it all in there.
Okay, I'm gonna add the website too.
The website has it's the website, but it has 4 different sections. It has a Black Girlz Designer Club section, has a BlacknFashion, literally has all the different sections. So all you got to do is click on what you're interested in, and it'll take you directly to what you want to go to.
Okay, and now Calleea'Vatein.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I said it right. Now let's discuss how you get started. How did you get started with this? Was this the first?
Lord, so Calleea'Vatein is girl's old child. It's old. I launched Calleea'Vatein when I was 21. At 21, it started off with me just making like dresses and stuff like that. Then it kind of turned into a custom made business, and I found myself attaching my name to things that I was creating, but not that I was designing. So I kind of took a step back. Then I did like a little lingerie collection. Then I took a step back, and I did like a business wear collection. I'm just like, oh, I'm all over the place. Who am I as a designer? So I, took a break. I didn't make a collection for about 3 or 4 years. And when I came back into it, I really honed in on who my client was, who my customer was. And she was a lot like me. She's a creative entrepreneur. So she needs seamless things. So now I only make jackets, jumpsuits, and jammers. Jammers are my handbags. I made my own name for them. Jumpsuits, because the creative entrepreneur, she want to look cute, but she ain't got time to get dressed. I'm not picking out no 4-piece outfit and layers and stuff like that. I want something that's going to fit, be comfortable, and I'm going to be able to go on with my day. And then jackets, because I'm from the Midwest. Like, we always want something nice. So I kept them that way. Like, I'm only doing those 3 categories, and that's all I make now. And I keep everything aligned. So, like, you can pair them all together. There is a jacket, jumpsuit, and a bag that you can put all together, and all the color palette is very similar so that you can mix and match. And I always do 7. I have 7 jammers, I have 7 jumpsuits, and I have 7 jackets, because you are a different woman 7 days of the week. Hashtag CV woman.
Hey, okay. Look, yeah, you got me at jumpsuits because I hate putting on shirt and pant. Ugh,
Yeah,
that's too
I'm a
much
one-shot
work.
pony. I'm a monochromatic. You give me a set or a jumpsuit, I'm good to go.
Yes, I work in corporate America and I hate having to figure out what's the
What I'm
top,
gonna wear.
what's the bottom. Like I don't have time for that, honestly. Yeah, I feel you on that.
Feel you.
But about Black and Fashion podcast now. Do
Mm-hmm.
you want to discuss? I looked at a couple of your episodes. So you get basically people in the industry, you interview them, and you talk about hacks and like your experiences and things that people that who are looking into get into the fashion industry should know. So you want to discuss a little bit more about Black and Fashion
Yeah.
podcast?
So my goal for BlacknFashion Podcast was to basically get out the information to more people. Like, it's only so much people can get from me with us being based in New York. So I really wanted to put it out there so that people, no matter where you are, you can listen and you can get this information for free. Because like LC Apparel Consulting, it costs. Our services cost. So that was my way of giving back. BlacknFashion Podcast, you can access it on anything. And what I wanted to do was, no matter where you want to go in the fashion field, you have some guidance. So I have my certain expertise, but there are women that are beyond me that are, entrepreneurs or just specialized in their field. They can also spend their time for an hour discussing their challenges, what made them successful, giving advice, tips, and tricks that will help somebody else not waste their money, not waste their time, but also help them excel in their career. And it also inspires and motivates people to be like, everyone doesn't start off successful. We all got our struggles, but we all know how we can overcome them and we can help one another. So it's a unity podcast.
That's good. Actually, I listened to some of your episodes and like I was learning stuff as someone with zero fashion recollect at all. I was like, dang, okay, I feel like I could start this
I've
industry
heard
a
that
little
before.
bit.
Like, I talk a lot about business as a whole, so it's not just about fashion, but it's definitely about entrepreneurship. I have a whole episode on like customer service, which can be used for any industry, So
Yeah, especially yeah. I'm glad you mentioned customer service because that's always something, that stigma stereotype with black owned businesses is that customer service is always really bad. So I'm glad that you are bringing that up as the whole aspect of not just fashion, but the business perspective. Because, yeah, I hate that rhetoric that people like to put on just all black owned businesses that, is horrible customer service.
gotcha. Yeah, absolutely. I ain't about to play with these people. And I don't want to be labeled as that neither. And I know sometimes we can get very, very passionate about certain things and we can come off really rude and stuff like that. So, I mean, customer service is a constant check, for everyone. Like, you gotta check yourself when you're dealing with clients. They have to check, but it also has to be give and take because client relationships is on both ends, just like with Uber and Lyft. Like you rate them, they rate you. So it's
Right.
like it goes. You have to be a good client and you have to give off good, client energy. So